Today I'm going to be breaking down this crazy puddle effect in After Effects that'll definitely level up your music videos like crazy, so let's get right into it. So the first thing you're going to do is roto brush out your subject. I already went and did that here with Baby Trong, and this background here is what we're going to be adding the effects to. And this effect that I'm going to show you guys how to do today is in my preset pack, and all I have to do is drag it on and it'll look like this. So this is how I did it, and since I am leaking how I did this, I would very much appreciate it if you guys like and subscribe, because you are getting this information for completely free. And the first effect that I'm going to add on here is turbulent displace, and set a keyframe for amount and size on the first frame. Set the amount to around 800 and the size to around 7, something like that. And then on the last frame, bring the size to 100 and the amount back down to 0. Then I'll highlight those keyframes, easy ease them with F9, or you can click the keyframes, go to keyframe assistant and click easy ease. Then I'll set a keyframe for evolution on the first frame, and then on the last frame have it go through 2 full evolutionary rotations, and you don't have to easy ease those. So this preset here is from Jamo pack volume 2, and with that preset pack essentially is for people who already have plugins. So if you have Sapphire and Red Giant Universe, you can use that preset pack. But if you don't have those plugins, use Jamo Pack Volume 1, which is made for people who don't have any plugins, and you can get some really crazy looks on there. And the reason that I'm saying that is because the next effect that I'm going to drag on here is Universe Prism Displacement, which is a Red Giant Universe effect. So once I add that on here, it gives a much trippier look to it. And right around here on the clip, I'm going to set a keyframe for glass refraction at 4. Then on the last frame here, set it back down to 0 and highlight these keyframes, easy ease them, and you can mess with the speed graph if you like. So far, it's going to give a look like this. The next effect I'm going to add on is Sapphire Distort Chroma. This is a really good effect, one of my favorites. And I'll bring the amount to 1 on the first frame, set that keyframe, and bring the blur lens around to 33. Then on the last frame, I'll just keyframe it back down to 0 for the amount. Easy ease my keyframes, and on this one, I think I'll mess with the speed graph. So by highlighting my keyframes after easy easing them, opening up the speed graph, and highlighting these points here, I'll then drag them over to the left to have it happen fast at the beginning and then slow down at the end of the clip, which now gives it a look like this. The next effect we're going to add on is Sapphire Warp Puddle, and we're going to increase the height, and we're going to set keyframes for amplitude, frequency, rotate puddle, and phase start on the first frame. Set the amplitude to 0.4, the frequency to 3, and then just leave this rotate value and the phase start at 0 there. Then right around here, you're going to bring the amplitude back down to 0. Then on the last frame, set the rotate to 2, and then put the phase start on 3. Go ahead and easy ease your keyframes, and you can mess with the speed graph editor however you'd like to. Now it's essentially going to look like this, but the next thing that you want to do to make it look better is mess with the center. So go ahead and set a keyframe for center, then every 10 frames, just recenter it, typically around like the upper chest area. And yeah, as you can see, definitely gives a really cool look. Now I'm going to add on some hue saturation. This is a built-in effect, and on the first frame, I'll set the channel range to 0, and then on the last frame, I'll have it go through 2 full rotations, so just change that value to 2, just to give it a better variety of color that looks like this. But if you want to use a specific color, what you can do is add on the tritone effect, which is built into After Effects, and click on the mid-tone value down here, and you can set this to whichever color you would like. I think like a pink color would look good on this clip, or like a green color, but I think the multicolor really complements it the best. And now it just comes down to whatever effect you want to add on next. So I'll add on a Sapphire Distort effect on top of it with either a deep glow, a uni glow, a perfect glow, or a sapphire glow. And then I think Sapphire Flicker looks really good, and you could maybe even add on some Sapphire Grain. And to tie it all together, I'm going to add on some RSMB. And if you guys really like these kinds of looks and you really want to attain them, but you don't want to go through the trouble of changing all of these values and all of these effects all the time, that's why I made 2 preset packs on my website that have tons of trippy looks to them, and all you have to do is drag and drop it onto your clip and you're done. And they're also completely customizable, so you can change them in whatever way that you see fit. So make sure to go check those out at jamovfx.com. I appreciate you guys much for tuning in, and God bless you. Peace out.